Alright, we are working on the 2500 series Romulan Warbird right now. Now I'm doing this voiceover after the fact, so we'll see how good it is. Lots of little cuts to do. The fit and finish is good. There's not a lot of flash. Well, I mean, there's no flash. There are some mold lines and spots that need some touch up, but relatively minor to do. It's just a combination of, the knife, the file, sandpaper, and depending, you may want to give it a quick wet sand to smooth it out if you got really deep scratches. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. Although I will say this clip is making it look like it's much more work. Assembly on these is a snap, and that's not a pun. They are actually snap kits, but I like to use glue because, well, why not? Yeah, it's only the five pieces that go together. Yeah, the nacelles are one piece, the bottom's one piece, and the top is another piece. So yeah, you can slam this together really, really quickly. And heck, if you want to, you could leave it molded in color. I obviously chose not to, because here we are in the paint booth. Give it a primer coat, top and bottom. Spray booth is very handy. Then onto the decals, which is a pretty decent sheet. It gives you windows and the bird markings. And I've done decal videos before, but basically wet it, wet the surface of the model after you've... I didn't show this, but you actually want to apply clear coat so you have a nice smooth surface to bond to. And then you can adjust your decals as necessary. Obviously you can see here I use a hobby knife. And I try to be as careful as possible with that because you don't want to tear the decals. Here, rather than wipe across, I'm trying to press straight down onto the decals to remove any excess moisture. And I need to make an adjustment, so refloat them with a little bit of water. And just kind of, tappy tap it into place as necessary. I should probably be saying something here, but I didn't make a plan. I just decided to start recording the voiceover for this. Yeah, so just further adjustment. This is... I'm trying to get it as straight as possible. And once again, we're pressing straight down. And you can see the window decals are on the command deck, we'll call it. And here's some microsol. This is the second part of a two-part system. Basically, it helps the decals conform to irregular surfaces, and solvaset you would generally put down first. Now, I tend to use microsol in one go. I haven't needed microset very frequently, so I've kind of dropped it from my stash of decal setting materials. So same thing, you've got a nice clear coat, apply some water to the hull or to the model so that the decal doesn't stick immediately, wet it, place it, dry it, and once again you want to go as much as possible straight down onto it so you don't pull it around when you're removing the excess water. And then make any final adjustments you need to make. And this one, yeah, so there we go. So that one's down. Microsol application. This will just, there's no irregular surfaces. This just allows it to bond really, really, really well. And then we're on to the rest of the decals. I don't know why I didn't speed this clip up, but I didn't. So it's probably just to show the whole process. These ones that go on the back wing are a bit of a pain because I feel like they're a bit too big. And you can see how the decal paper doesn't follow the feathers, we'll call them. So you end up with this big squarish, rectangle-ish decal. So you gotta do a little bit of work. Put it on, get a micro salt on there, see if it'll conform, and you can cut with a really sharp knife. You can cut extras off, like the extra material off afterwards. Same thing here. These ones are a little bit long, but not too bad. I believe, yeah, the wings and the underside went exceptionally well. So yeah, just get them placed where you want them, dry them, microset them, microsol them. And yeah, you can see the areas where there's some overhang that is going to need some work. But once again, once they're bonded, you use a really sharp hobby knife, you can just slice that off. Or, depending, you can actually use microsol to get them to conform around the corner and kind of fold, in the case of the back of the wing, kind of fold over one another. More window decals on the edge. So this is a really good decal set. So that one you want to give it a lot of time to get wet because the risk of tearing is high, but the decals they used, I don't know if they're cartograph, but they were very, very high quality, very, very forgiving when moving them around. And here I'm applying the flat coat to finish it. And here's the final look. There's no mount that comes with this, unfortunately. So that's up to the individual user, but as you can see, it turns into a really, really nice little kit. Needs very little work to put together, and I've got nothing but good things to good things to say about it. It's good job, round two, is all I can say.